What is up, YouTube? We are on day like 68, I want to say. But we're on our way to do some arms and shoulders at Planet Fitness. I'm supposed to have someone work out with me today, Zach, but he had something come up with work and couldn't make it, so it's just me today. Can't record my workout today because yesterday I took my grandma's car to the gym and left my tripod in her car, and for some reason she thought it'd be okay to take her own car out when I'm trying to go to the gym. So no tripod, and obviously I'm just joking. It's her car, grandma's great, but yeah, I left the tripod in her car, so no recording video today. So today's just gonna be the car talk. We should cut that out, keep you guys around longer. Anyways, today we're doing arms and shoulders, and it's gonna be a rather, man, this road just needs some work. It's gonna be a pretty basic arm day. Probably start off with some, rear delt and tricep warm-ups. Moved on to shoulder press. And then after the shoulder press, probably move on to do like what we did last time with hammer curls, tricep kickbacks, using dumbbells, and then do some shoulder lateral raises. Hit the side delts doing those, and then you might do some light bicep curls with the dumbbells, but we might also just go over and do some cable work, cable curls with the dumbbells, just because I don't know, I kind of like the cables, because I feel like I sometimes get a better activation of my bicep. But we'll try both. Maybe one will make me feel a little bit different today. But yeah, had a good day at work. Got my new microscope. You might not. I don't know if it's necessarily quite as advertised, but I think it will get the job done, hopefully. And we'll do that. Tomorrow I'll probably go in and start cleaning the projectile points that I chose for my microwear analysis sample. Because if I can, I'd like to only have to maybe do 20 of the points instead of all 63 or 64 that I have. Now those other ones still can give me some answers to other things, but I don't know if I can just do 10 to 12 of each, temporal period, woodland, and for ancient, then that would be nice, be easier, faster, less time consuming, and if it gives me an answer, then hey. Yeah, so today's just gonna be car talks. I just came back earlier. I had my protein shake for this morning for breakfast, and then I had a protein bar for lunch. But I figured before I went out to get this workout done, I figured I would just go ahead and make some eggs real quick. So I just made some eggs, and then took my pre-workout and creatine. Also had like a couple bites of some stovetop stuffing that my grandma made last night. Not that much, and I made sure to count my calories on those, but yeah. So I had some saltier foods, which I think will be good for the pump. And also just gave myself a little bit of a, calorie, protein boost with the eggs. So, and the carbohydrates from the stuffing. So hopefully the pump will be pretty good today. I weighed myself this morning, and yesterday I said I was at 280.4-ish probably. So this morning I weighed myself and I was at 277.4. So pretty big. 3 pounds basically dropped, which is good, but more than likely just water weight. So nothing to really get too excited about, but it gets me closer to my original weight of, I think the lowest I got down to was like 274. But that wasn't, I was like one day, and the rest of the time I was like 275, 276. So need to take some allergy medicine when I get back home because my throat started to bother me. But yeah, I mean, like basically I 2.5 weeks of really not sticking to my diet. I mean, a couple of days I had done decent keeping to it, but in general I was kind of eating whatever I wanted. And I think in a short time frame, like a week or two, like I said, I mean, I gained like 6 pounds, right? But most of that I think was water weight and stuff like that. And I think if you're doing your cut, and for some reason your family goes on vacation, or it's your birthday or something like that, unless you're like really going for a serious trying to get on stage or something like that, you take a day or a week off, you're going to gain a couple pounds just because water weight and you ate more food. And also the food I was eating was probably a little bit higher in sodium, which makes you hold on more water weight. So, but if you do it for a day or a week and then go back on your diet, like, rigid, and make sure you keep on it, I mean, I don't think you need to worry about it. I think you'll drop back down to what you were pretty quickly. And even like I've said before, every once in a while having a day or a couple days of kind of like a refeed type deal, if you can snap yourself back on track, that is, right? But it's not really necessarily a bad thing to every once in a while have a cheat meal, or take a week off, just go eat whatever you want, and then go back to your normal diet afterwards. Because really your metabolism probably will actually kind of take in all this influx of food and calories, and be like, oh well, we need to work a little bit harder so we don't gain too much weight. But the thing is though, I kind of feel like, and for the most part, for most people, there's a lot of people out there that can't gain weight. But in general, humans are pretty good at putting on weight, because in the past, I mean, there wasn't too many people that were necessarily overweight unless they're super rich. Um, so humans in general, and I think a lot of other animals in a way too, come very good at storing weight on, because it's a survival tactic of, well, I'm gonna eat this food, I'm gonna pack on these pounds so that one day if I don't have any food, my body has excess, fats to burn off to keep me alive, even if I don't eat for, a couple weeks. Now, if you're, super lean, 5% body fat, you're not going to be able to go 3 or 4 weeks without eating. I mean, you might be able to, but you end up, like, your body would have to just start taking away your muscle mass. That's why, colder weather climates, they have a lot of fats in their diet and stuff like that. Eat really high calorie, because the cold will just cause you to lose weight very fast. But I don't even know where I was getting. I was just saying, you might put on some pounds pretty quickly if you go off your diet, but not to really worry about it, because if you go back off your diet, you'll lose it again. But if you can't, keep control of it, and you go off, if you know for a fact, I'm going to go off my diet today, and if you know about yourself, like, well, I can't control myself. If I cheat one day, then I'm just going to fall off the wagon, and it's going to be a struggle to get back on track. Then just stay on your diet. Don't, keep disciplined. But I feel like a lot of people should be able to kind of find a balance. And in general, I find finding the balance to be a more healthy lifestyle. Because I've went to the point of, freaking out about my calories. That's kind of when I lost a bunch of weight, and I got almost too thin. So, and you only got one life, so enjoy it in certain ways, but also losing weight, being in good, healthy shape can also make life a little bit more enjoyable. So don't take it off, well, I'm just enjoying life, so I'm gonna eat and drink and do whatever I want, because at a certain point that's going to catch up to you and your health, and then you're going to be in the hospital all the time, or sick, or you can't walk right, or whatever, and then it's not really enjoyable. You know what I mean? So find the balance. You don't have to always freak out and be right on top of your diet all the time, but I would say usually, though, you can be on a diet and still enjoy yourself, if you do it right. So don't crash diet. Don't cut your calories so low that you're miserable and hungry all the time. Don't do stuff like that. And if you're on your diet, you do good for a month or two, and then it's your birthday and your family wants to take you out to eat, just eat, have fun. It's not a big deal. Go back on tomorrow. Don't think, don't get in your mindset that if you mess up once or even twice, or even if you fall off track for a week or two, doesn't mean you failed. As long as you don't quit, you can't fail. They always say you only lose when you quit. So no matter how many times you fall down, just don't quit. Keep going after it every day. Try your best, because as long as you're trying your best, you can hold your head up high and feel good about yourself, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. So yeah, I'm gonna get in here and do this arm workout, and I guess I'll just see you guys after. Sorry I can't record it, but maybe I'll try to set up the phone in a way that I can. I'm not sure how that will play out, but we'll see. If not, it'll just be car talk. And I'll see you guys after the workout. Stay pumped, stay blessed, and I'll see you after. What is up, YouTube? So, just got done doing arms. Pretty good pump, I'd say. You know, didn't have my tripod, so I wasn't able to do any pose down videos, or wasn't really able to record, which honestly is probably okay, because since it came after work today, pretty busy. So that's why I really, if I do record, I kind of like to go pretty early in the morning, unless I go with someone else and then they can just kind of stand there and record me. I think it's a little less in people's way, and just a little less weird for everyone, I guess. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to wake up early enough and go. I woke up today, but I figured I would be going with Zach right now, but he got busy at work and stuff, so go now. Plus it was good to get some sleep. I haven't really been getting the best sleep lately, which getting sleep is pretty important when it comes to you know, building muscle, recovering, all that kind of stuff. Felt pretty strong and stuff today. I think I did some shoulder press. I think I did 3 sets of, do the math in my head, of like 3 sets of 140 of like 8 reps, 8 to 10. 3 sets of 140, and I maxed out at well, I didn't max out, but I did a set of 4 of 160. So I did that on the Smith machine today. Like I said, it was kind of busy today, so the dumbbell area was pretty full. So just had to find a different thing to do. I didn't do any abs today, and I need to get back on doing my calves, but my legs starting to feel better. So tomorrow is leg day. We'll do calves tomorrow. I didn't do abs because my right side, my lower back on my right side, kind of felt a little strained, like it's hurting a little bit. So instead of pushing it, you know, decided to go ahead and call it a day. I probably could have done a little bit more, but I'm deciding on the, being on the side of caution, so I don't injure myself and, not be able to do my workouts right for, another week or whatever. It's better not to push yourself to complete failure. Not saying that you shouldn't push yourself to failure. What I'm trying to say is it's better to push yourself hard, but not to the point where you break down and then can't train for a while, because in the big picture, the more times you work out, the more days you work out, or the more, things like that, the better. So if you go really hard and then hurt yourself and then you can't work out for, 2 weeks or whatever, or even if you do work out but you can't go to your normal, reps or, weights or whatever, then would it have been better just to go slightly less hard but get, a lot more workouts in? Or is it better just to go hard on one workout, hurt yourself, and then you can't work out? It's definitely better just to get more workouts in, maybe a slightly less intense. Still intense. Don't think this means you can slack, but slightly less intense than to the point where you hurt yourself and then you can't work out. And I have legs tomorrow, and my lower back is kind of bothering me right now. So tomorrow we might try to go ahead and do some squats. But if I go in tomorrow and my lower back starts hurting me on the squats, then I'm going to just do some, hamstring curls, leg extensions, what are they called? Like kickbacks, leg, donkey kicks almost kind of thing. The adductor machines. I can do RDLs, which those my back's bothering me. Might not be able to do those either because those kind of are a little bit of a they focus more on your hamstrings than deadlifts do, but just regular deadlifts, but still put a little bit of pressure on your back. Anyways, my point is I would find different ways to figure things out and get a workout in that is beneficial to me while also not hurting myself. And that's one thing I've had to really learn as I've been getting a little bit older, is even at work and things like that. One time we had some propane tanks, like bigger ones, and we had to move them. I wanted to show off, so I picked up one by myself and put it on my shoulder and walked it out. Those things are pretty heavy, and I was able to do it, and I didn't really hurt myself too much. It kind of maybe caused me a little bit of bruising right here, and maybe a little bit of lower back pain or shoulder pain or whatever. It wasn't anything huge, but as I'm starting to go on, I'm realizing I don't really need to do all that. I don't have anything to prove. There's no harm in letting someone else help me carry stuff. Just like the one time, this guy when I first started working out and started getting stronger, and also with like the one time I carried my dad's washer or dryer, I can't remember which one it was, up the stairs by myself, just to show that I could. Definitely wouldn't do that anymore. But you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just don't hurt yourself. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. Even if you do it, you might not feel it right then and there, but next day or two, or a week or two, you're not feeling it. And if you do feel it right at that moment, that usually means that there's something kind of seriously wrong, like you slip a disc or tear something. You don't want to do that kind of stuff. Plus, it just is hard on your joints and things like that too. See so many, my family, as they get older, shoulder surgeries, knee surgeries, ankle surgeries. Now, being as big as I am, as tall as I am, I have a feeling that those might be in my future. Something I guess I could do to try to mediate that would be to stretch more often. Try to not, get so muscle, bound up. So I might need to start working on my mobility a little bit, right? That might be something I work on. Also, losing weight would help, obviously. But just not doing stupid things that, I don't need to do. That also helps. So, do what you can to mediate your, possible future issues. You can't foresee everything, right? And gotta also make sure you get after it so you see progress. Because if you're too worried about hurting yourself and all kinds of other things, then you'll just be paralyzed by fear of possibilities, and you never get anything done, right? Something to keep in mind. That person, they didn't fear anything. They just ran a red light completely by like a whole 3-4 seconds. So that's the kind of fearlessness you need. But anyway, it was a good workout. Towards the end, my shoulder was kind of bothering me a little bit. Might be something of just being tight. So might be something else I gotta work on. Maybe do some. I could maybe I could do that one day. Just show different like shoulder mobility exercises that you can do that will help just kind of loosen up your arm before the workout or after, whichever you want to do. But and maybe increase your mobility of your arms and your shoulders, which is something that I need to work on myself. So maybe I'll go ahead and show that. Might be a good thing to show. Things you can do at home without any kind of bands or anything else. Also show some, bands and stuff you could do, things like that. But I just know it's a habit in my family to get physical therapy instructions, like stretches and stuff, and then just none of us ever do them, ever. Or we do them for like the first 2 or 3 days, and then just don't ever do it. The only time I ever kept with it was when I actually had to actually go into the physical therapy center because I broke my arm in half. Then I did it for a full I feel like it was 4 months, because my arm was in a cast for practically a year, so it was pretty atrophied and messed up and still kind of curved and wasn't really set right. Anyway, I think the plan is tonight. Plan is to get some chicken for, or have chicken for dinner, and have some chicken, have some sweet potatoes and broccoli, and yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Have some dinner, shower, and maybe play a little bit of my game, I guess, and play a little bit of my game before I'm gonna get in here and get a protein shake real quick too, but get in here and game I've been recently liking to play is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's a pretty fun game. I don't know if anyone else has ever played it, but I've actually already beat it at least once. I might have almost beat it twice. Can't remember if I did beat it twice or not, but I definitely beat it once. I did everything except for, at the time when I first played it, and I really wish I could have beaten it because it was pretty cool. This had to be 4. This was during the pandemic, so 4 or 5 years ago. Well, it's 2024, so 4 years ago, I guess. And it was on my old Xbox. But they had a mission where you had to go hunt the Predator, from the Predator movies, which is pretty cool. So, but my video quality is going down, so I will see you guys tomorrow for hopefully in the morning for legs. And until then, you guys stay pumped, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you guys later.